Alrighty pals, I'm going to talk to you today about Wild deodorant. Now, you will have heard of these guys by now, I'm sure, flying around Instagram. In case you're not familiar with them, they are a refillable deodorant. This is one that I have just finished. So in a little bit, I'm going to insert a clip of me popping in the new refill. Now, I must admit, as much as I do like the brand and I could rave about, you know, all the good things about them forever and a day, there are some things that I maybe don't like as much. And I'm going to go into everything in this video. So if you're interested, hit that like button down below and keep watching. First things first, I'm going to insert that clip really quickly of me just popping the new refill in my case. You pop, you've got a little like protruding bit here and then a little hole in which that goes. And then you get this bit. Pop it on, kind of squeeze in the little buttons at the side so it fits on, and then you'll see the little buttons on the side go like that, and then voila! And then you just kind of twist it up a little bit and you have deodorant. And voila, it is literally that easy. So I started using Wild, I want to say over a year ago. I want to say around about a year ago. I chose this beautiful kind of lilac purple color for my case, but they introduce new colors all the time and prints as well. They had leopard print at one point. They've just introduced this really like royal, like deep blue, but they've got all the pastel colors, pinks, yellows, silver. But I just decided to go for this one because it was calling out to me, I don't know. And then they also have a variety of scents as well. So I chose the Fresh Cotton and Sea Salt. There's like a lavender one, there's a citrus one. Fresh Cotton and Sea Salt to me just screamed fresh. I mean, it's in the name, and that's what I want to smell like. And I do really like the smell of it. So the reason I love Wild so much, let's get all the good points over with first. The initiative is just so good, particularly for someone like me who wants to make like smaller changes to help the environment, and I'm fairly sure all of you guys do as well. So these guys, the little refillable things, compostable. So this is going to go straight in my compost as soon as I've finished this video. And also refillable case. This doesn't go to landfill. You can keep this forever and ever. You just keep getting refills and you're good to go. So next, they also collaborate with On a Mission, had to remember the name there, which is a charity. Should have done my research more. Basically, they plant a tree. For every purchase you make, they will plant a tree, or they will contribute to some kind of like deforestation, rehabilitation. What are all these words coming out of my mouth? You get what I mean. Next, they do, I don't know whether this is a pro or a con or a bit of both, but they do last a really long time. I mean, depending on how much you use, I wouldn't say I use it excessively. Honestly, I had to stop my subscription because I had so many that I just wasn't getting through in time. So I think I had 3 of these. This is the last one. I suppose that's a good thing because, you know, I don't have to pay as much. I'm not using it as quickly as I thought. But then again, like I could not keep up with how many refills I was getting. So I literally had to stop my subscription. Next, again, is a bit of a pro and a bit of a con, but I want to say it's slightly more of a con. So basically, Wild is not antiperspirant, which means it doesn't stop you sweating. It's a deodorant, which obviously it deodorizes, like odor is no more. You get the gist. Before this, I was used to antiperspirant, Dove, Shore. So the reason they stop you sweating is actually because they completely block your sweat glands, which when you think about it, it really probably isn't that healthy for you. So the way that antiperspirants stop you sweating is that they have aluminium salts in them, which are pretty bad for the environment in terms of they're really bad for ecosystems. They cause a lot of soil erosion. They are bad for aquatic life. They're considered like toxic to fish and things like that. This is literally just what I found from doing a bish bash bosh on the internet. There is none of that in here. I would personally say, from experience, from using it for about a year, it doesn't stop you sweating as much as Dove, Shore, Nivea. However, what it does have in it is tapioca starch, which is made to absorb the sweat and generally make you drier. Now, while this may be true, like I said, I don't think it's as effective as antiperspirant deodorants. If excessive sweating is something that really, really bothers you, worries you, makes you self-conscious or whatever, which it shouldn't, we all sweat. People just need to get over themselves and not bother about anybody else's sweat. But if that is something that bothers you, maybe don't go for wild refills. The other thing that I suppose isn't ideal is it does leave white. You know when it's like waxy and creamy and it leaves like a white residue on your armpits? That is a thing, it does do that. I basically just try and use a very, very thin layer to try and avoid that as much as possible, but sometimes you may need to go in with a tissue, or just don't put your arms up. No waving your arms on the air like you just don't care. And finally, now I literally, as I decided to film this video today, I was cleaning all around here because it does get very messy in the lid as well. It does go everywhere. But it's not really it's not a problem. Like, nobody's coming in and inspecting your deodorant, refillable deodorant case. But it's just a thing to consider. I know people, this might bother some people, I don't know. I want to promote this brand. I want people to like it because it's so much better, it's so much more sustainable than all your drugstore brands. But like I said, I don't think it works as well, which is a shame. I honestly, well, I'm definitely gonna get through this before I decide whether I'm gonna carry on with a subscription. I would be intrigued to try more, but I do think without those aluminium salts, nothing is actually gonna do better than these guys. I have actually grown to like it, I think. I have just fallen in love with this brand for the initiative and the personality. They've got a great personality, Wild Refills. Like on their Instagram, they keep everybody really engaged, really in the loop. They've got some amazing branding, marketing, and I do love them, but I'm here to give you the truth and be brutal. I honestly can't think of anything else really to say about these guys, except I urge you to try them. Even if you just buy one case, one refill, give it a go and make your mind up for yourself, I suppose. I really hope that I have been super informative. If you enjoyed this video, go ahead and give it a big thumbs up down below and subscribe while you're down there, because I would love it if you did. And I will see you very soon for another video.